Hey there, what's going on everyone? Mario Gamer here, back for another video where today I'm going to be showing you or doing another big collection video for you guys. It is going to be my entire Disney Pixar Cars collection, which will cover only Cars 1. Just kidding, we have Cars 2 and Cars 3 diecast in here as well. And before we start this video, I just want to say thank you that I've reached 700 subscribers. I thought I'd be stuck at I thought I'd be stuck at maybe like, what was it, like 695, 696. I thought I'd be stuck at that amount or so, or maybe even more for a long time. But thanks to some of my cousins, some of my other cousins, not just my main cousins in my main family, but two of my other older cousins, they subscribed to me and maybe they shared it to their friends. Thanks to that, I have now reached over 700 subscribers. I now have 708. Still got a long way to go till 1,000, but still also got quite a way to go till I reach 800. So I also want to note before we start this video that please note that I am missing a few of these diecasts, or should I say I am missing a few diecast cars that I used to have, those being one of the Piston Cup racers, being the King as stated in my updated Cars 1 Piston Cup Racers collection video that I posted just recently. Well, not really recently, maybe 3 or 4 months ago now or so. I also missing a couple of the Radiator Springs residents, those being Ramon, Flo. I also don't have Doc Hudson. I used to have him, but in his fabulous Hudson Hornet paint job with the number 51, you all know, and with the red wheels, as you were seeing in that paint job racing on the track when McQueen was after the tractors had invaded Radiator Springs, and then we saw McQueen went out to chase the tractor away, but he's not going to I think it was Willie's Butte. I'm not sure. I think it was Willie's Butte, the name of that racetrack. That track where McQueen crashed on when he first raced Doc Hudson. Anyway, I'm missing Doc Hudson, the King, Ramon, Flo. I am also missing Mac. I used to have his semi-cab, but that's it. I never actually had the full hauler. I have yet to get that so I can make a proper Cars 1 tuners scene stop-motion recreation. You know, the tuners, those guys, DJ, Wingo, Boost, Snotrod, those guys, the tuners. You guys know, you Cars fans know who the tuners are, I'm sure, obviously. Unless you're new to the channel and you don't know who any of these characters are. Or if you're just not a Pixar Cars fan at all, and this is totally new to you. I'm also missing Lewis Hamilton from Cars 2. That was also a really unfortunate loss. So, yeah. Not really quite a few. I was going to say quite a few, but it's Doc Hudson, the King, Ramon, Flo, Mac, and Doc Hudson, the King, Ramon, Flo, Mac, and Lewis Hamilton. That's 6. 6 missing. And I still have all the others. Some of these I like to count as Cars 1 variants, such as Luigi and Guido over there, even though they are Cars 2 releases because they have the Team 95 Lightning McQueen stickers on them that they had in Cars 2. Same thing with Fillmore over here. I like to count him as a Cars 1 release, even though he has the headset, because he originally appeared in Cars 1. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. And I don't know if you can tell, or I'm not sure if you even can tell, because usually I have the flash on my phone when I'm recording videos. But you saw Elf on the Shelf over there. There's Elf on the Shelf. Hello. I'm not sure if you guys ever will be able to tell, because I usually always have the flash on in my videos. But I got new lighting, and it's much better lighting in this room compared to those crappy other lights that I had, which you probably didn't even see because I don't record all the lights on. They had like a yellowish color to them. They were too yellowish, the lights. They weren't a pure white. So that was a problem. I couldn't even read books. It was so dark. I had to like literally lean over the edge of my bed, and I couldn't even sit in bed properly here against my cushion to read. I had to literally lean over the edge of the bed and sit on my stomach, lay flat on my chest, lean over the edge. Anyway, that's enough chit chat. Oh, whoa, one more thing. Mater, like Luigi and Guido and Fillmore, I also like to count him as a Cars 1 release or Cars 1. I don't even know. I like to count him as a Cars 1 character because, again, he did appear in Cars 1, even though he does have this Team 95 Lightning McQueen sticker and his Cars 2 release, which he did appear in Cars 2, obviously, everyone knows that. I still like to count him as a Cars 1 character, even though he has the Cars 2 Lightning McQueen Team 95 sticker on his sides. Now, for real, that is enough chit-chat. Let's get going. As usual, I'm going to be using my phone stand to be recording. I just plop the phone down on there like that. Lift it a bit up. Move that crate out of the way. And let me get comfortable. Alright, let's get comfortable. Alright, here we go. So, obviously, we are going to start off with main characters. So obviously the first one I'm going to show you is the main character himself, number 95, Lightning McQueen. Although this is a Bugmouth Lightning McQueen release, I like to count him as a regular Cars 1 Lightning McQueen release because of how similar he is to the original. The only difference being he has a sticker of bugs on his teeth. And also this gap between his teeth isn't painted a dark red or maroon like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be painted similar to this color in the inside of his mouth between his teeth. That's how it's supposed to be painted. But they were lazy. They just filled it in white. Lazy. Anyway, you know this is Lightning McQueen. 95, Rust Ease medicated bumper ointment, new rear end formula. Nothing soothes a rusty bumper like Rust Ease. Wow, look at that shine. Use Rust Ease, and you too can look like me. Ka-chow. So, yes, here is Lightning McQueen, the Bugmouth one, even though I like to count it as a regular one. Huge chip on the spoiler on the right-hand side. That's probably where the worst damage is, because the spoiler is exposed like that. Very nice. Alright. Up next we have Chick Hicks, number 86, racing for HTB, Hostile Takeover Bank. And this one, he actually came in a 2-pack with number 63, Lee Revkins, racing for Transberry Juice. But since he is not really he's not a main character, I will be showing him though. He's not a main character, but we're going to be doing main characters first, so let's get that out of the way. Here he is, Chick Hicks, the Cheater McPeter Eater, Cheater McPeter, Cheater, Peter, Caviar Eater, Family Guy reference. I just had to, because it's Cheater McPeter Eater, Caviar Eater. I just had to make a lot of rhymes there. Sorry if it's cringe. Anyway, here he is, Chick Hicks, the usual paint job, number 86. And according to, I think it was the 2009 Collector's Guide, or the Car Finder game. I'm not sure if it was the Car Finder game or the 2009 Collector's Guide, but according to one of those two, I don't remember which, Chick Hicks has a total of 334 stickers covering his entire body. Wow. 334. Or was it 333? I think it was 334. I'm not sure though. I'm getting confused. There he is, Chick Hicks. And you can see that some of these sponsors could have maybe been prototypes of the sponsors that they later became, like there's a sponsor that we don't even know of. There's Sludgy Varum, which could have been a prototype for Revengo. There we have a rocket there with fire coming out of it. That's a sponsor we haven't seen on any of the racers. And I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know what this one right over here, this black one. I don't know what that is supposed to be. There's another, there's a variant or variation of the Vitaline logo. That's in a bottle over there. Usually we just see the Vitaline logo in just letters and not in a bottle like that. And there's another slogan. Sponsor, not slogan. Yum. Really cool. And like with Lightning McQueen, Chick Hicks has his racer name engraved into his sides on top of the windows. Like Lightning McQueen, only the thing is Lightning McQueen has it by his roof. Or by his roof bars. Don't know why these are called roof bars, but I don't even know what the function of the roof bar is. Anyway, don't know why those are there. Maybe it's for something. Could be part of the roof. Could be part of the roof flap in a stock cars. Maybe, I don't know. And now we are going on to our third main character. Ignore that annoying squeaking. Who is it coming from? It's coming from Mater. Don't know why, but this Mater of mine, he has a bit of an issue, a really annoying issue. Like, my cousin has one exactly like this. Only reason I gave that one away is because it was a duplicate, and I got the bad one. His wheels don't even turn properly. Look, they're not even turning. They're just skidding. I mean, if you go backwards, they skid. But if you go forward, they don't skid. But yeah, it's really annoying problem when it squeaks. Really annoying. Anyway, here is Mater, or Tomater, like Tomater, Mater, like Tomater, but without the T. So here he is. Even though this is a Cars 2 release, still counted as a regular Cars 1 release, because it looks very similar. Even though the facial expression is different and this is not on there. So here he is, old Mater. Dadgum. That's his catchphrase. And that was fun. That's another one of his catchphrases. I can't do a good Mater voice, or even a good Mater impression, or kind of hillbilly voice that Mater has. I can't even do it that well. Anyway, here is his tow cable at the back, and the usual hazard sign kind of thing going on his rear bumper. There is his license plate, and it reads Tomater right over here on the sides. It's just barely visible. It's just barely visible with the green. It's more visible. I'd say it's more visible on this side. This one, the green is covering it up quite a bit. It's kind of blending in there. Not really blending in there, but it's like being overlapped. I don't even know. And you can see Mater, like usual, he is missing his hood, and he has also one broken headlight. Alright. Now, who should we do next? Okay, since I don't have Sally, or Red, or any of the other Radiator Springs residents, we are gonna go with, let's see, I don't actually know, but let's just go with these for now. We are gonna go with, for the next ones, more Radiator Springs residents, we're gonna go with Luigi. Oh, get back here. Luigi, and stop it, and Guido. Luigi is obviously the owner of Luigi's Casa della Tires. Yep. So, you know. So here is Luigi, owner of Casa della Tires. Stop by Luigi's Casa della Tires, home of the Leaning Tower of Tires. And again, Cars 2 release, but it looks very, very similar to the Cars 1 release. Only thing is, doesn't have the 95 on the sides. His license plate reads 445108. And he has, looks like white wall tires. Really nice. And as we all know, Luigi and Guido are both Ferrari fans. I don't have those two though. I don't have the Ferrari and I don't have the Ferrari fan Luigi and Guido. Here's a look at Guido, the forklift, whose catchphrase. I'd probably say his catchphrase. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. I'd probably say it is. It is his catchphrase. One of his catchphrases is "pit stop," because that's the only thing he can. That's the only really thing he can say in proper English. He only speaks in Italian, perfect Italian. Only thing he says in English is pit stop. So here is Guido, We all remember that scene where Guido changed McQueen's tires in, like, I don't know, 3-4 seconds flat, when he was competing with the King and Chick Hicks in the tiebreaker race at Los Angeles, California, at the Los Angeles International Speedway. Remember that scene? All of Chick Hicks's pitties, their mustaches fell off. Yeah, Chick Hicks's pitties, you all know how they look. They're green, just like him. And I think one of them is named Bruiser Bukowski or whatever. And their grills fall off, or mustaches, because their grills are meant to look like a mustache. And they fell off when they saw just how damn good of a job Guido over here did changing McQueen's tires in like 3 or 4 seconds flat. Very good. And similar to Mater, but they're not nearly as bad. Guido also has a squeaking problem, probably because his tires are, I don't know, maybe so tiny, or they don't really spin that well. Even if I try to spin them, they just squeak like this. See how they squeak? That's also squeaking over there, but Mater definitely has it worse. So there you go. Luigi and Guido are done. Now here we have Sheriff, the town sheriff, obviously. I don't remember what kind of. I don't remember, but just putting it out there that I think it was based on some sort of police car from like maybe 1949. I don't know if it was 1949. I think it was 1949 something that it was based on with the police car. But anyway, here is Sheriff, the Radiator Springs deputy. And I remember one of his lines from the Cars movie, "May Doc have mercy on your soul." That's one of the early really iconic catchphrases. I think that's the only iconic line that I remember Sheriff saying from Cars. Apart from the "Gentlemen, this will be a one-lap race. You will go." I don't even remember how it goes. Like, how did it go again now with Sheriff? "Gentlemen, this will be a one-lap race. You'll drive to Willie's Butte, go around Willie's Butte, and come back. There will be no cheating, no bumping, no spinning, no shoving, no whatever the heck. I don't remember how the race goes. No lollygagging." Remember that catchphrase or line that Sheriff said when he was about to start the race between McQueen and Doc, when they made a bet that just remember the bet that McQueen and Doc made. Doc says, if you win, you go and I fix the road. If I win, you do the road my way. Remember that? Everyone remembers that if you're a real Cars fan. Alright, so that is Sheriff done, and I actually got him in a 2-pack with another squeaking problem, probably even worse than Mater. I got Sheriff in a 2-pack with the owner of, as the name implies, Sarge's Surplus Hut, or Sarge's Surplus thingy, I don't remember. I think it was Sarge's Surplus Hut, as implied. Sarge. His squeaking is just as bad as Mater's. But anyway, here he is. Here is Sarge. I remember one of his lines being at the end of the movie during the credits. He was like, I'm trying to think about it now. How did his phrase go? Hold on. Oh, it was like, "Attention, kiss the pavement goodbye, gentlemen. When I finish with you, you'll have mud in places you never know you had." And one of the 4x4 says, "Yo, I've never been off-road. All that's gonna change right now. Hello, peace. Drop and give me 20 miles. Go, 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 go." Remember that? Sarge is definitely like a drill sergeant, because you can see that he's like an army jeep. He literally has an army that helps him when the Radiator Springs crew are fighting off the lemons in Cars 2. Remember that? Remember Cars 2, the one Pixar movie that everyone hates quite a lot. It was often considered one of Pixar's worst. Remember? Dodge. I nearly said Dodge. Sarge has a literal army. Thanks for the help, boys, he says. And then I think one of the army guys said, anything for Uncle, or anything for old Pops, or anything for you, Sarge. I don't remember. A lot of these lines I'm struggling to remember. But bottom line, Sarge is definitely a drill sergeant. He was definitely from the military because he has a literal freaking military army to go up against, or to scare off the villains of the lemons in Cars 2. Anyway, here is Sarge. One last look. And now we are going to move on to another Radiator Springs resident. We have Fillmore. This, even though it's a headset one with Cars 2 release, Fillmore with headset, I can't even speak in proper grammar. I like to count it as a Cars 1 release because I don't have any other Fillmore, so I just count this as my Cars 1 Fillmore. So here he is. Excuse me, good lord. Here is Fillmore. Very, very creative, fantastic paint job on this one. You have a rainbow, a lot of bumper stickers, groovy, love, recycle your oil, some license plate, 51. That's his license plate. Never mind, it is 51237. Save Mother Road, peace, oil, camera focus, darn you. What does that say? I brake for something, I don't even know. I brake for jackalopes or whatever. Support organic something. I love oil. There's a lot of custom paintwork on him, and his paintwork absolutely amazing. Now that I'm taking a good look at it, starting to appreciate it quite a bit. There's a lot that I love on here. Look at all this, the custom paint job, the many bumper stickers, peace, the road, the flower, the rainbow. This must be a hippie sign, I'm not sure. It's great. All the flowers on his front. Very, very nice. I like Fillmore quite a bit now. Really cool. Alright. And the last Radiator Springs resident that I have is another one with a squeak. Great. Anyway, Lizzie. Here is Lizzie, owner of Lizzie's Curios or Shop or whatever it was called. I don't remember. I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really pay attention to like the shop names in Cars. I just like listen to what the characters are saying, and then I don't even know what to say because like I'm a Cars fan yet I can't remember Lizzie's name, but Lizzie's shop name, idiot. I can't even fucking speak. Sorry for swearing, but it's really frustrating when I can't speak or even say my words correctly for that matter. Anyway, here is Lizzie, owner of the Curio Shop, the bumper sticker shop. Here she is. Definitely a very old 1920s, 1930s style vehicle. License plate MT23. A spare tire over here. That's where the license plate is on a spare tire attached to a trunk. And I remember another line coming your way. I remember the scene in the movie where she was with Minnie and Van, who are lost in Radiator Springs, or trying to find their way back onto the interstate. She gave Van a bumper sticker saying "Nice Butte," and before that she said "A little something to remember us by." That's quite funny. And now here we have a more kind of maybe more obscure character that I have, I guess. I'm not sure how obscure this guy is, but he was definitely one of the people that came to visit Radiator Springs in that flashback scene when Radiator Springs was still popular. And it is Hank Halloween Murphy. Here he is, painted in like a peach color. Not really much to say about this guy. He has a similar wing style at the back here, similar to Flo, the owner of Flo's V8 Cafe. This is pretty cool. Not too mad about this one, to be honest. He's not entirely my favorite. I'm not a fan of the background characters like this. I'm more a fan of background characters like the Piston Cup Racers and the Tuners. Anyway, here he is, Hank Halloween Murphy. Cool, I guess. And up next, now we're gonna go into the tuners. We obviously have DJ Boost, Wingo, and Snotrod. Let me just get them over here. And we are gonna start off with my least favorite tuner. That one being, unfortunately, I am sorry for fans of this guy. I'm sorry for saying this guy is my least favorite. Sorry for you fans of this guy, but he's my least favorite. He might be your favorite, but he's my least favorite. Snotrod. Here he is. Here is Snotrod. Hold on, just move these guys over to the side. So here is Snotrod. This is not the original 2006 release. This is a 2016 Sheriff's Impound lot release. You can tell by the color of his blown supercharger engine. It's not a gunmetal grey, it's a very light grey. But nonetheless, here he is, still Snotrod. And the reason why he's not my least favorite is because he's just too basic. While he does have flames that do shoot up out of his exhaust like that in the movie, as shown in the movie when he accelerates or sneezes, he's just not my favorite. He's also just too basic of a car. And also he's orange, which is probably my least favorite color. So there's that as well. There is his custom license plate, which reads Snotrod and SR, custom SR logo at the back, as well as on his grill, which is got quite a few chips above and below it. That's not good. But anyway, we also have his variation, his flames variation right here. Snotrod with flames. Here he is. This one, you can see how the flames shoot up like that. That's how they work when he sneezes, like this. So like, achoo, and then he sneezes, and then he takes off to catch up with DJ Boost and Wingo. Alright, so that is Snotrod done. Let's put him over here. Start a new row. And now here we have my third favorite tuner. I only have his flames variation. I do not have a regular variation or regular release. This one being Boost. He is the leader of the tuners, as most Cars fans know. This one, as you can see, is the flames variation release. I don't have the regular one, unfortunately, but it's still Boost. So here he is, Boost, painted in a very faint purple color. The same kind of faint color purple going around his wheels, like around the lip of the wheels. Boost written in orange on his sides. And there is his flames, with a mix of like a lilac at the start of the flame and then a pink at the end of the flame. There is his 3 nitrous oxide tanks and his carbon fiber hood over here, and his spoilers, which are double stacked. Pretty cool. The reason he's my third favorite Also kind of cool, but I prefer, in terms of the tuners, I prefer the heavily modified ones. Speaking of which, in second place, wait a minute, oh, never mind, he's here. I thought I lost him for a second. Thought he'd gone missing. I thought he'd gone for a drive. No, he hadn't. Here is my second favorite tuner, that one being Wingo. Here is Wingo. He has two of my favorite top 3 colors, those being green and purple. So here he is, Wingo. This is the regular one that I have. Not an original 2006 release though, because you can see the eyes aren't raised, they are flat. And you can see he has quite a crazy paint job going on. Purple on the front, then green. You have some Japanese graffiti on the sides which reads Wingo. They have some purple design, orange, and Mattel always forgets to do this, even with his even with his more recent Thailand release, they still forget to add the orange graffiti going up the sides of his spoiler and around to the back. They always forget to do that. Disney store releases, they do it, but with Mattel, they just don't do it. They don't bother, or they simply forget. I don't know. And like with, also, I forgot to show you, like with Boost and Snotrod, Wingo also has a custom license plate reading his name, Wingo. So does Boost. And Boost actually comes from, as you can see, very, very hard to read, but the camera can read it. I'm not sure someone could read it unless you have very good sight or eyesight in person. Not sure if someone who has really, I'm not sure if even someone could read this, even someone who has really good eyesight, but the camera can pick it up. You can see very clearly now that Boost's hometown states that he is from, or his license plate, states that his hometown is Nitropolis. Like Metropolis, this is Nitropolis. Like Nitro, Nitro, because he has nitrous oxide tanks, so that's why it's Nitropolis. Yeah, that's why his hometown is that. So here is, anyway, going back to Wingo. That was a bit of a bad grammar, so here is, anyway, going back to Wingo. That is bad grammar. I don't know why I can't speak. Anyway, here is Wingo with his very, very unique and very well known, as usual, ridiculously tall spoiler. And here is his Flames version, which is in much worse condition, very, very heavily chipped on the sides. Front, sorry, not the sides. What am I saying? It took me a while to realize my mistake. And here is his back. One singular exhaust pipe with a green flame. And now we move on to my most favorite tuner. Can you guess who it is? Obviously you'll know who is the last one remaining. If we've covered I just gave it away. If we've covered Snotrod, Boost, and Wingo, who's the last one remaining? That's right, DJ. Here he is. Here is DJ, and this one is not an original 2006 release. It is actually a 2015 re-release of the original 2006 Blue Stripes era. So here he is. Here is DJ painted blue with the dark blue zigzag stripes era when they're supposed to be green like in the movie. And why DJ is my number one favorite? Because he's blue and he's got everything. He's got subwoofers, these thingies which like indicate the volume. There's like green, yellow, and red lines. They go up every time there's a beat in the song, as shown in his close-up when the tuners are first shown in Cars 1. When he's playing that song, when the tuners are first shown, That song is actually called, it actually has a name, it's called Rollin' in the Rear View. So yes, DJ has everything to make you like him. He's blue, he's got subwoofers, built-in sound system, cool spoiler, even though not demonstrated on the diecast, but it would be cool if it was demonstrated. Those lines that light up when there's a song playing or when he accelerates, I'm not sure which. There's the CD slot that goes inside there. The CD goes inside that little needle over there that moves. It moves like there, moves. It moves from left to right. That's his like music dial or whatever. He has pretty much everything to make me like him. He has everything, all that's necessary to make him my #1 favorite tuner. So here he is, and here is his Flames variation, which, as you can see, has the correct added green stripes, or corrected green stripes. The reason I said added is because they even forgot to add it on the sides of on the front, on the sides of his his hood over here. They forgot to add it on the sides. There, that's where it's supposed to be, like that. And this DJ with Flames is also in very bad condition, similar to Wingo with Flames. His Flames, that accidentally stood on him by his Flames when I was much younger, old DJ over here. So his Flames broke off twice, and my dad had to super glue them back on. That was very, very unfortunate, but it happened. And unfortunately, as a result of glue getting into the wheels, I think they maybe spilled onto the wheels when my dad glued them in here. They spilled from the exhaust into the wheels. As a result, this wheel right here doesn't really turn that smoothly. It still turns when you move it like this, but otherwise it's not really freely spinning when you do it like this. That one's also not really spinning too freely either now, is it? This one. No, it's not. Anyway, DJ with Flames, regular DJ with incorrect blue stripes. There you go. Alright, and now we are going to move on to piston cup related stuff. So let's start off with variation. Wait, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. Actually, before we get into the piston cup stuff or related stuff, let's actually show you a variation of Lightning McQueen that I had, and that finally struck something in me that caused me to remember. Hey, it's not 6 that I'm actually missing. I'm actually missing 7 Cars 1 diecast, because I used to have I used to have Dirt Track Lightning McQueen, Dynaco Lightning McQueen, and Cruising Lightning McQueen. That's when I remembered right now. Cruising Lightning McQueen is one variation of Lightning McQueen. He was the one that I thought I had listed all of them, but apparently not. He was the one that couldn't come to me, that I forgot to mention. That was one of the ones that I'm missing. So, there you go. Cruising Lightning McQueen. I am missing him. But the variation I'm going to show you right now, right here, is Dirt Track Lightning McQueen. And this is the only McQueen that has a matte finish to it, for whatever reason. So here he is, Dirt Track Lightning McQueen, with very dirty tires. The base is entirely brown, and so are his wheels from being on the dirt track. And there's textured graphics here to make it look like he's been in the dirt on the dirt track. There's like there's like a dirt kind of paint job here that's kind of like fading away or dusty. It's kind of giving it that illusion, I guess. And yeah, there he is, Dirt Track Lightning McQueen. And would you believe it, Mattel. Get your sugar honey iced tea shit together. What is going on? First, you make Lightning McQueen. You gave him the bugs on his teeth, which is correct. And I mean, you color his teeth white. That's also correct. But then you make the gap between his teeth white instead of a dark red. And now McQueen, He make his teeth completely red. What has he got there? Flipping like what is he trying? What is like? What is it? What are you trying to do? Make him look like he's wearing lipstick, or has he got flipping? Has he got like flipping licorice? Has he got like licorice stains there from eating licorice and is making his teeth red? Or is he wearing lipstick? What are you trying to make him do? Or what does it look like? What are you trying to make him look like he's got there, Mattel? Come on. I don't know how the heck that happens. Anyway, dirt track Lightning McQueen, which is actually in very, very good condition. And there you go. Now we can move on to actually we still got a few more things before we can move on to the Piston Cup stuff. So let's move on to a couple of more variations, and then we're going to move on to the Piston Cup stuff. So we have, for variations, we have, like I said right here, we have one of the ones that I have, Dinoco Lightning McQueen, and I remember getting him, with Dinoco Mia and Dinoco Tia. They were featured in Lightning McQueen's first Dinoco Dream, you know, the one where he's like flying through the air, and he becomes the new face of Dinoco, and he's flying through the air, and he's destroying these like these robots that are made to look like power cords or whatever, and they're like destroying the city, and they're destroying the cars, they're zapping them, and then McQueen comes flying into the scene. He opens wings from the sides here, and he launches rockets at them to blow them up. That's when Lightning McQueen's fans, Mia and Tia, are featured in their Dinoco paintwork, in that first Dinoco dream of them, of Lightning McQueen's. Sorry, there's 3 Dinoco dreams he has. The second one involves McQueen having a Dinoco dream after hearing news that Chick Hicks has become the first contestant to do practice time on the track in the Los Angeles International Speedway, and he imagined Chick getting the sponsorship instead of him. And then the third Dinoco dream that McQueen has is when Lightning McQueen, the night after he'd been tractor tipping with Mater, next morning he's dreaming in his Cozy Cone motel, and he's competing, even though they're supposed to be competing in the even though they're supposed to be competing in the Los Angeles International Speedway, for some reason the Motor Speedway of the South is shown in that dream. But anyway, he dreams that McQueen, not he McQueen, or what is it, like multiple queens? I am getting so confused. I can't even freaking speak properly. Just listen to me. I'm just like I'm just speaking a whole lot of gibberish. Anyway, the third Lightning McQueen Dinoco dream that McQueen has is after he'd been tractor tipping with Mater. That morning he has a dream in his Cozy Cone motel, in his Cozy Cone that he's staying in, cone number 1. He has a dream that him, Chick Hicks, and the King are racing at the Los Angeles International Speedway, even though the Motor Speedway of the South is shown, and they're competing for the tiebreaker race. And that's when Frank, due to being with Mater tractor tipping last night, that's when Frank comes onto the scene on the track in Lightning McQueen's third Dinoco dream, shreds Chick Hicks, and therefore and effectively even killing him. And Frank wins the Piston Cup, and he kind of gets the sponsor, I guess. And then the tractors lick McQueen. That's what happens in McQueen's third and final Dinoco dream. Took me a while to explain because I was stuttering and not able to speak clearly. I was stuttering and speaking a whole lot of gibberish, kind of. So that's why I was struggling to explain. Probably because I'm having too many thoughts at once, so I can't finish my thought process. I don't even know. Anyway, so there is Dinoco Lightning McQueen, and here is Dinoco Mia and Dinoco Tia. They are based on the Mazda MX-5 Miatas. Here they are. Alright. And now the final variation that I'm going to show you. For variations, the last one I'm going to show you is another Dinoco one. Dinoco Chick Hicks. Here he is. In much better condition than this Chick Hicks over here, I'd say that much. Because I mean, look here, look at his mustache, like his grill. Take that for example. Way less chipped on the Dinoco version. His spoiler has hardly any chips as well. It's pretty much spotless except for one minor chip over there. And a couple over here, but that's okay. This one, look at his spoiler. Chipped almost everywhere. Not good. Anyway, Dinoco Chick Hicks right here. Like I said, he is featured in McQueen's second Dinoco Dream, where Chick Hicks gets the sponsorship instead of McQueen himself. Here he is. And you can see that he has far less sponsors than what his original paint job looks like. Or in his original paint job, obviously. There's the Dinoco logo with the dinosaur and the egg and the words reading Dinoco. And Dinoco is actually some sort of oil. I think it's some sort of oil, because in Toy Story, Pixar's first ever feature film back in 1995, they go to a gas station and you can see a Dinoco logo over there in Toy Story on the gas station. So I think that's where Dinoco comes from. Anyway, now we can finally move on to piston cup stuff. So let's get started. We have, let's see, shit, something fell out. Okay, so up first we have one of the race officials. This is Dexter Hoover with lenticular eyes and a green flag, but unfortunately he's one of these mirrors. I think it was on this side or on this side. I don't remember if it was this side or that side, but on either side, which I don't remember which, this mirror broke off, which the flag would go into and he'd be able to hold it. So that's why I put it in his trunk for now. Anyway, there's the green flag that comes with Dexter Hoover with lenticular eyes. His lenticular eyes move like that. Piston Cup official. So here he is. And there is his license plate A113CA. And yeah, that's Dexter Hoover. Fun fact, the only lenticular I have. Now here we have the commentators. Two of them, the two main commentators, Daryl Cartrip and, get back here, don't know why I put him off screen, Daryl Cartrip and Bob Cutlass. Shoot, I nearly knocked the phone off the phone stand, damn it. Nearly knocked it off. So let's have a look at Daryl first. Here is Daryl Cartrip with a pretty cool paint job. I have an orangey red for his front, and it goes up into flames, red and yellow flames with a blue outline. Same thing on the sides. And he probably was a former Piston Cup racer because he has the Lightyear tires, number 17. And there's his catchphrase, boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing, boys. Well, not really his catchphrase on here, but these three words, those are what make up his catchphrase. It's on the sides here. And it says on the back here, it's probably, maybe it was probably like a sponsor that he had, because it says dwstore.com. There's Daryl Cartrip. I quite like this one. And here we have Bob Cutlass. Looks like a more sports car. Definitely not a former Piston Cup racer, because he doesn't have the Lightyear tires, and he also doesn't have the racing number or any sponsors. He's just a regular old sports car. And here is his license plate, which reads RSN, Racing Sports Network. Alright. Up next, Before we get into any actual racers, we have two more Piston Cup things. We have Tex Dynaco and Mrs. the King. And I want to show you with Tex Dynaco first. He lost his horns. That looks very, very cursed. Basically, how he lost his horns is because, or how he lost his horn, a bull horn that he's supposed to have here on the front. What happened is, I was at some sort of I was at a restaurant, and they had some sort of had this I don't know, some sort of machine where like there would be a grate, like it would be like it was a round thing, and then there was a pipe up here, and then there was. And the balls would roll into it like on a marble run. They'd circle around it, and then they'd fall into the center where there was a grate and there was wind blowing there, and then they would shoot the balls up into the pipe that was above and into the air and onto the mat in the kids' play area. I missed that thing. Even though I haven't been to that restaurant where they have it in a long. Even though I haven't been to that one restaurant, there's multiple of them. There's multiple of that same restaurant here where I live. I haven't been to that same one for quite some time. And basically what happened is, I don't know why, but I decided to drive Tex around in that area, in the circle area where the balls are circling around. They fall into the grate, they blow up, that little play area thing. I started to make him drive around in there, and then that's when his horns got stuck in the grate, and I pulled, rip. His horns got pulled out. Really cursed looking now that he's really cursed looking now that he has his horns removed. That's not good. That's not good. And he has like the patterns of like a cow on his roof over here, kind of like those mats that look like a cow. Anyway, here he is. Here's Tex Dynaco license plate, and here is Mrs. the King, also known as Linda Withers. The King is actually Strip Withers. That's his real name. And this is Linda Withers, or Mrs. the King. So here she is. Looks like a station wagon kind of vehicle that she could be based on. There she is. Here I have this rack over here. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's like supposed to be a bicycle rack or just some sort of. I don't know. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's something that station wagons have. I'm not too familiar with it. Anyway, now we can finally get on to Piston Cup racers. So let's have a look. Up first, I'm going to show you Claude Scruggs over here, one of the classic ones, one of the first 3 ever to be released, along with Aiken Axler and Winford Bradford Rutherford. Here he is, Claude Scruggs, the leakless racer, number 52, leakless adult drip pans. Watch your wheels. So here he is, painted in yellow, black, and white. You can see the 52 is surrounded by kind of like a oil splotch design, kind of like a splotch of oil. That's kind of what it's supposed to be, because it's leakless. At adult drip pans, it's for oil, so the cars don't leak oil, you know, all that stuff. There he is, Claude Scruggs. Alright, up next, let's see, I'm going to show you these two next. Let's go with Rusty Cornfuel and Floyd Mulvihill, the Toe Cap Racer and Gasprin Racer respectively. So, I'm showing you these two because I got these two in a 2-pack. I still remember the day when I got it. I remember going to the store to pick it up, and I think the cars section there was huge at the time. That was in Toys R Us, and they have stopped stocking Disney Pixar Cars stuff here completely, which is a damn shame. Little do they know that they're still making Cars stuff only now it's in Thailand and Vietnam nowadays, just not in China. And yet one of the freaking guys at one of the toy stores, they still have the nerve to tell me, oh, it's discontinued. No, it's not, you idiot. It's not discontinued. It's still being made, just in different countries. Don't know why he said it's discontinued. Just go look it up. Anyway, here is Rusty Corn Fuel, number 4, toe cap hitch protector. And it's supposed to say for the one-night hitch over there. That's what the slogan's supposed to say, but there's a chip in the way. Unfortunately got chipped on that spot, so it chipped off that. Anyway, there he is, Rusty Corn Fuel. And now here we have Floyd Mulvihill, number 70, racing for Gasprin Hood Ache Relief. Painted blue and yellow. Pretty cool. I quite like this one. I've always liked the Gasprin logo, and the sponsor itself is pretty creative. Like the pearls that the pearl shape that they used over there, pretty cool. This one is very, very badly chipped. You can see that his whole front bumper has been chipped off. It's been chipped off in such a way, makes it look like he's got a beard going on. 5 o'clock shadow, I think that's what it's called. And also his Lightyear text has come off completely. That is how old he is, due to being the same age as Rusty Corn Fuel, since I got them together in a 2-pack. And speaking of 2-packs, here is Lee Revkins, number... What is this? Get out of here. Where did that thing go now? I don't know where that thing went, but there was some little piece of dirt over here or whatever. Maybe a dry piece of cereal. I don't know. It was over here somewhere, and I was getting in the way of when I was pushing the car like this. You know, I don't even know what happened. I don't know where it's got to now. I don't know. Just leave it. Anyway, speaking of 2-packs, like I was saying, speaking of 2-packs, like I was saying, we have now Lee Revkins, who came in a 2-pack with Chick Hicks, I believe, which was back in 2013. Here is Lee Revkins, number 63, racing for Transberry Juice, painted in completely purple, except for his spoiler and a bit of the rear over here, which are painted in yellow, as well as the Transberry Juice logo and the number 63, and the bubbles, they are also painted yellow. And there's a bit of liquid over here, which could presumably be the Transberry Juice, and that oil can over there that could maybe be containing the Transberry Juice. Based on how it's depicted here in the logo, that could be a can of Transberry Juice. This one is fairly old, since I did get him in 2013, so expect there to be quite a few chips on him, like over there's a few chips over here and over here, and mainly on his spoiler and over here, but the most damage is on his spoiler. That's where the most chips are at. Surprisingly, hardly any chips over here, but over here there's a few. Alright, now let's move on to number 58, Billy Oil Changer, racing for Octane Gain Turbo Vitamins. And this one is one of the few that actually came with a launcher. Look at that. Here he is. So, here is a Billy Oil Changer, number 58, racing for Octane Gain Turbo Vitamins, with his launcher that I got him with. Here he is. Pretty cool. Painted completely orange with a little bit of yellow over here and over there, and a little bit of yellow in his Octane Gain logo as well. And this guy, my god, have you ever seen such a bad chip? Look at this. Not only is he chipped on the top of his spoiler, which is where the most vulnerable spot for its spoiler is to get chipped, but he's also chipped down the back of his spoiler, spread all the way down. That is awful. Look at how bad that is. My god. Anyway, there is Billy Oil Changer, and let me show you the launcher. I will give a quick demonstration just to show how far this thing actually launches. Alright, here we go. Pretty far. But let me try to see if I get it to do it maybe even further. Try again, and go. Oh, he bumped one of the cars on the way. Did you see that? Anyway, there is the launcher and the demonstration that I gave. One more time? Okay, sure, why not? Oh, he went under the bed. Thankfully not too far. He only wound up over there. Well, I mean, I should have expected him to go under the bed because the launcher can launch pretty damn far. It's a pretty powerful launcher. So yeah, he went under the bed, but thankfully not too far. I can still get him. He's here. He's safe. Not to worry. Let's put the launcher over there. Alright. And now we are going to move on to... Let's see. How about we do another one of the classic ones? We are gonna do number 64, Racing for RPM, Nighttime Backfire Suppressant, Winford, Bradford, Rutherford. Here he is. This is one of the rubber tire releases that I have. I have quite a few of the rubber tire releases, though not all of them. So here he is, Winford, Bradford, Rutherford. Painted in a like a tricolor kind of thing, kind of paint job going on. Yellow, blue, and a bit of orange. Here he is, number 64, with the 4 being made to look like it has a tailpipe because there's smoke coming out of it. On the other side, they do it for the 6, not the 4. Same thing with the RPM logo, kind of looks like, making it look like it has a tailpipe. And there's smoke coming out of the R over there, and on this side and the trunk and the rear, they make a tailpipe for the M, the letter M in RPM. So here he is, Winford, Bradford, Rutherford, in very good condition because I got him rather recently. That's why, and he is one of the few that I actually have his putty for. So. Here is his putty. I think his name is Petro Pulaski or something. I don't actually remember. I think it was Petro Pulaski. I'm not sure. Something like that. Here he is, the RPM putty. And here is the toolbox on wheels that came with it. Oh, and another one that I lost. Damn it, I keep forgetting I've lost so many Pixar Cars characters over the years. There's just more and more that I keep forgetting that I've lost. Another one that I've lost. Chief RPM. He came with the RPM putty and the toolbox on wheels. And I have the RPM racer over here, obviously, Winford. I have the putty. I have the toolbox. But where's the chief? You can't have a chief and... You can't have a racer and a putty and a toolbox but no chief. How are you gonna race properly? How are you gonna race properly then? Hold on, something's happening over here. Why is it doing this? Why are you doing this, mister? Why is this being pushed so far forward like that? I don't even know what's going on back there. You saw like if I try to get like look at Billy and Chudley and Floyd, they aren't lining up properly with Billy. I think it's because Chick Hicks is way longer and these two, Mia and Tia, they're not the same length as them, so it's like, I don't know, some sort of length issue over there. I don't know. But anyway, I've lost Chief RPM. He came with the toolbox and the RPM putty, so that's also a loss. Let's put the RPM putty over here. And Mr. Winford will go over here. And now, let's do another plastic tire release. Let's move on to Ernie Gearson. aka Spearmint or just Spearmint. Number 93, painted like a cyan color, a dark cyan. Pretty cool. Here he is. Also in relatively good condition, despite having him for quite a while now. Here he is, Ernie Gearson. His wheels are painted white, just like the Spearmint logo. And the number 93. And there's like a mint leaf design going on, surrounding the 93 on the roof and the sides. And there's also on the back, there's leaves. And in the O in Spearmint, there's some leaves as well. Like mint leaves, I guess. Pretty cool. I like this one. Alright, up next, let's do another plastic tire release. Let's go for number 74, Sidewall Shine, aka Slider Pacholski. Here he is. This one's pretty chipped up, especially on the spoiler and over here, considering I did get him quite a few years ago. But then again, you have Ernie Gearson. I have him for possibly even longer, yet he's in better condition. What? How does that make any sense? Maybe Slider was played more with maybe a bit more roughly. I don't even know. Like, look at this. Ernie doesn't even have this. This is very badly chipped on the back over here. But still, he's in okay condition. Mr. Slider over here, racing for Sidewall Shine. There is like a tire. I don't know. I think that's a white wall tire. I think that's supposed to be a white wall tire in his logo for Sidewall Shine. He's painted yellow and black. Pretty cool. Very nice. Up next, let's do another rubber tire release. We have the third one that was released as part of the first 3 Piston Cup racers that were ever released. We are going to do Mr. Aiken Axler, also known as Alan Aiken Axler. That's his full name. This is the rubber tire release. Here he is, and this one is in very, very good condition because I got him in early 2020. So that was 5 years ago. Or was it 2022? I don't even remember now. No, I think it was 2022, not 2020. What am I talking about? Or maybe 2021. I'm not even sure now. Can't even remember. But nonetheless, he is still in very, very good condition. The only real damage is a little bit of chip on his spoiler on this side, and that one, there's a chip on that side over there as well. But that's the only real damage, nothing else. Here he is, racing for Nitro Aid, high energy drink. Pretty cool. I like it. I like the black and flames that he has going on. I like the Nitro Aid logo quite a bit as well, with the flame inside it. Pretty cool. Continuing on with rubber tire releases, let's do one of my all-time favorites, simply because of his paint job and the creativity of the sponsor, or how delicious this ice cream sandwich looks in his sponsor, Gaskets, also known as Sage Vanderspin. So here he is, Sage Vanderspin, number 80, with a tricolor paint job going on, painted in like a kind of like a periwinkle blue color, and they also have red and yellow. Here he is, Gaskets, cream filled, the racetrack treat. And there you can see what it is. It's an ice cream sandwich. Those are good. I haven't had one of those in ages. Number 80. Contingency sponsors on the side. And there is another ice cream sandwich over here. Only this one has a bite taken out of it. And same thing on this side and this side. They both have bites taken out of it. The ice cream sandwich. His spoiler is completely yellow. Red, sorry. I was thinking about his bumper. His spoiler is completely red. And his back bumper is completely yellow. Very, very cool. And he has matching blue rims. Very nice. And up next, we have, let's do another rubber tire release. Let's do number 33. Come here. Mood Springs, aka Chuck Armstrong, who has an extremely rare and nowadays extremely pricey, hard to find race damaged release simply called Race Damaged Mood Springs. If you have that, you are one lucky guy. Here is the regular Mood Springs though, or Chuck Armstrong, number 33, painted in a very dark blue, which I quite like, with a lighter shade of blue for the Mood Springs logo. The M in Mood Springs is made to look like a spring, and so is the 3 so are the 3s in 33. They are made to look like springs as well. Pretty cool. He has a black and white stripe design going on the sides over here, starting over here, going all the way around to his bumper and carrying on to the side over here. Very, very cool. I like this one quite a bit. After Mood Springs, let's go back to plastic tires for a little bit. Let's see. We have number 56, Fiber Fuel, aka Brush Curber, Run Regular. This one has kind of like a fiber, or I'm not sure, kind of maybe like a diet or kind of fiber kind of theme going on here, because there's like there's wheat grains over there. There's wheat, like in a wheat field. That's all fiber. So here he is, painted in a dark yellow and a light yellow on his trunk, on his hood and on his trunk. Number 56 is also in yellow with a red outline around it. There's the wheat field kind of design that he has going on the sides. I'm running regular. Another plastic tire release we have is a very, very rare one, who still hasn't gotten his Thailand release yet. This is Eugene Carbureski, number 36, racing for Tank Coat. Soothes upset tanks, like upset stomachs. This is upset tanks for cars. So here he is, Eugene Carbureski, painted in pink and white. The Tank Coat logo being a much darker pink than the main body color that Eugene is. It's a much lighter pink. There is his back. There's the Tank Coat logo. Soothes upset tanks. Number 36. Pink matching wheels. Rear bumper completely white. No pink on there. The rest of it is almost pink though. And also his front bumper is also completely white. Alright, let's move on to, I'm not sure if this one is also rare, but it could be. We have Greg Candyman, number 101, racing for Taco Mint. And he is designed to look like a gingerbread house, because you can see there's brown, which is like the color of gingerbread, and there's the icing, which is white, and then there's like gumdrops, which are green, red, yellow, blue, or orange, or purple, maybe even in color. He's made to look like a gingerbread house, which is also like festive themed for Christmas, even though he's got nothing to do with Christmas. His design is all about like being made to look like a gingerbread house. Everything candy related over here. The O in Taco Mint is made out of like a candy cane. So is the numbers 101, or number 101, not numbers. high revving mint for your motor is the slogan. Pretty cool. There he is. One last look. Matching brown rims. There you go. And let's stick with plastic tire releases for now, since there's only 3 plastic tire piston cup racers that I have left. The rest are rubber tires. Those are Darren Leadfoot, Manny Flywheel, and Todd Marcus. Let's have a look at Darren Leadfoot over here. First, here he is, Darren Leadfoot, aka Shiny Wax, painted in a very light green. Number 82, not just light green. He has kind of like a stripy pattern, or I don't know, some sort of pattern. I don't even know the name of it. Some sort of circular kind of pattern or line kind of pattern in yellow. A very faint yellow, kind of. Very light, faint yellow. There is the Shiny Wax logo with a dark green and a bit of a shine to it, like the sparkles. That's to make it be what the sponsor is about. Shiny Wax, number 82, with a dark green outline around it, like a shadow. There is the Shiny Wax logo, and here is a different Shiny Wax logo, which is surrounded in like a rectangular shape or stripe. There is the back of him. There's that same Shiny Wax logo as on here. It's on the rear over here as well. Pretty cool. And up next we have, let's do Manny Flywheel, number 68, aka N2O Cola. Very similar thing going on with Transberry Juice over there, or Lee Revkins, considering his sponsor is N2O Cola and Lee Revkins' sponsor is Transberry Juice. Transberry Juice and N2O Cola, they both drink type of products, sponsors that they have going on, so it's very similar. And a bit of a coincidence, I don't even know if it's a coincidence or not, but they both painted purple. Coincidence? I don't know. You tell me, Pixar. Was it a coincidence or not when you were making up the racers? Was it a coincidence or was it just pure randomness? Or did he do it intentionally? I don't even know. Here is Manny Flywheel, painted purple and green as well. Green starting off by his front fenders, going curve upwards, across, and then it fades into a dark purple. And there's the N2O Cola logo in the light green. And here is his number 68. There you go. And this one is pretty unique in the fact that he only has, well, not only, he has 5 window bars instead of 3 like the RPM style body racers would all have 3 window bars. Manny, he has 5. And up next, the last plastic tire release that I have, like I said, Todd Marcus. Here he is, aka No Stall, number 123. Pretty simple number combination and a pretty simple name as well, Todd Marcus. No Stall logo right there, painted red and black with a checkered flag logo on the sides. 123. A checkered flag logo over here as well. Black spoiler. No Stall. Pretty cool. And now let's start off, or carry on, I should say, with the remaining Piston Cup racers who are all in a rubber tire release or variation. Let's start off with this one. I choose this one. I just randomly chose this one. Number 34, Dirksen D'Agostino, racing for Trunk Fresh. He's painted green and black. Pretty cool. Remember, these last ones are rubber tire releases now. These last few remaining ones. So here he is, Dirksen D'Agostino, racing for Trunk Fresh. Sorry about that slight pause, but I had to yawn. Anyway, here he is, green and black. That's kind of like a zigzaggy pattern going on over here. Here he is, matching green rims. Number 34. Pretty cool. And now let's move on to one of the more rare ones, like Eugene Kobyreski. We have number 73, racing for Rev and Go, Misty Motocross. Could you hear I was stuttering a bit over there, like I was going to say someone else's name? Like, I thought I was going to say Eugene. Like, I thought I was going to have a bit of a brain fart and say Eugene instead of Misty. I was like, before I said Misty. Like, it's Misty Motocross. It's not Eugene. Eugene is back over there. Come on. We already did him anyway. Why am I getting so confused and I can't speak properly? I don't know. Probably because I may be trying to rush this video and not make it too long. Or because I'm just not finishing my thought process. I don't know. Anyway, here is Misty Motocross, one of the most rare Piston Cup racers from Cars 1. Number 73, Rev and Go, carburetor decongestant. Here she is, the only female racer in Cars 1. Number 73. What I like about the Rev and Go logo is that it has kind of three colors going on to it. You have the arrow starts off with red, then it goes into orange, and then it finishes off with yellow. Pretty cool. There she is, Misty Motocross. Very happy to have this one, considering she is one of the more rare ones. Very nice. And let's now move on to another rare one that I have. Krusty Rotor, number 76, racing for Vinyl Toupee. Here he is, painted in like a very pale pink color or pastel pink, I'm not sure. Still pretty cool though, I like it. Here he is, Krusty Rotor, number 76. There's the Vinyl Toupee logo in a white border, and there's a purple going around it, and there's sparkles over there and here. There's a streak of purple over here as well. I quite like that. Continues all the way around the back and back to this side. There is a can of Vinyl Toupee in green. There's a green can of Vinyl Toupee. It says VT for Vinyl Toupee, obviously. Vinyl Toupee, vinyl top in a can. She'll never notice. And that's because Vinyl Toupee is like a hairspray product for cars, because as you can see, Krusty, he must have been going bald because he has black. And what color are toupees usually? If you said black, you're correct. Toupees are usually black. And so he has black as like a toupee, sponsored by Vinyl Toupee themselves, probably because he was going bald. And that's why his roof is black, to make it look like he has a toupee. That's why. Pretty cool. I like this one a lot. And now let's move on to the most recent one I got, which wasn't featured in my Cars 1 or updated Cars 1 Piston Cup Racers collection because I didn't have him at the time. Now I have him and I can show him. The most recent one I got is number 61, racing for Vitaline or Vitaline or Vitaline or Vitaline. I'm not sure how you can pronounce that. There's many ways you can pronounce that. I prefer to pronounce it as Vitaline. It is number 61, racing for Vitaline, James Clean Air. Here he is, painted in green and white. Very, very cool. I like this one a lot. Here he is. Vitaline for older active cars. That's what the sponsor is for. There he is. There's his sponsors, number 61. And there's the Vitaline logo again, painted in maybe a slightly darker green than this. And here's his back. Nice green stripe over there. Not just white, there's a streak of light green with the Vitaline logo over here where his lights are. Pretty cool. Very nice. Happy to have this one as well. I like him a lot. Come on, get in there. Thank you. Alright. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Cars 1 Piston Cup racers left to go before we get into Cars 2 and Cars 3 stuff. Let's move on to one of the, I think maybe more rare ones. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's more rare than the others. It could be, but I'm pretty sure that he is a fan favorite. We have right here number 54, racing for four-wheel drive, Johnny Blamer. Here he is, painted in a tricolor kind of paint job, or has a tricolor paint job going on. Four-wheel drive, dirt decals for urban SUVs, just like off-road. This one's pretty creative as well. You can see he has a forest background going on the sides. His front is painted blue as well as the sides to make it go into like a sky kind of background that he has. Then it curves upwards here and stops before his window bar. The four-wheel drive logo on his hood. Just remembered, hood, not the trunk. The trunk is over here, god damn it. Gosh, I am getting so freaking confused. And I'm mixing up my words so much. Anyway, here he is, Johnny Blamer. Like I was saying, his four-wheel drive logo on the hood over here. It's painted like a sand color and it has tire treads. And on the 54 it has tire treads as well. And there's more of that sand color on his trunk over here. Four-wheel drive again, it says over there. And there's more of the forest background on his rear over here. Four-wheel drive, just like off-road. A lot of greenery and soil and dirt kind of stuff going on his back. And on his sides as well. And now let's move on to the last one that I have in the leakless body style. If you're keeping track, it was Murray Clutchburn. He's the last one that we had to cover, who is in the leakless body style. So here he is, Murray Clutchburn, racing for Sputter Stop. I quite like this one, number 92. Mainly because of his epic paint job. It's a really, really cool colors. You have turquoise, even though my camera picks it up as a very dark turquoise. It's much darker than usual on camera. If I had a camera with better color quality, or if you were to see it in real life, it'll be more of a sea green color, not this color that you're seeing on my camera. It's the stupid camera's fault. It picks up colors darker than usual, and I don't like that. It's very annoying. Anyway, here is Murray Clutchburn, number 92, racing for Sputter Stop Cold Engine Relief. So he has, like I said, a tricolor paint job going on, turquoise or sea green, white and orange. And he has a slogan, "You're catching cold in my draft." Unfortunately, he has quite a few chips on the spoiler over here. Yeah, one over there and one over there on the end. Really annoying. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, here he is. One last look at my clutch burn. And up next we have, let's go with this one, the last one that is in the RPM body style. I have, this one is number 84, Racing for Revolting. It is Dave Alternators or Davey Apex. Here he is. Not really a fan of this one. His colors are pretty boring. The only thing that really stands out is the dark red. Other than that, the black and the grey and the white, just ugh, no thank you, not for me. I don't like it that much. Get out of here. But I have him, because I had to complete my collection, so I had to get him. But anyway, here he is. Number 84. Revolting, Rebuilt Alternators. There he is. How did that chip get in there? Is that a new chip over there? I'm pretty sure that's a new chip that got in there. That wasn't there before. It never was there before. Anyway, there he is, Dave Alternators or Davey Apex. One last look. Goodbye. On to the next one. We have 6 to go now. We have... now we have 6 to go. They are all in the Nitro 8 body style, and they are Kevin Racing Tire, Racing for Shifty Drug, number 35, painted in red and yellow, and he's supposed to be painted in pink and yellow, like his movie accurate design, but of course Mattel screwed it up and painted him red and yellow instead of pink and yellow. Stupid Mattel. Can't get anything right. Anyway, here he is. White rims. Not really matching considering his paint job is mostly red and red and yellow, sorry. There is his Shifty Drug logo. Pretty cool. Very nice. I like this one quite a bit. Up next, we have one of the other. Oh, I didn't even realize until I did it now. We have the other Kevin. We had Kevin Racing Tire. Now here we have Kevin Shift Right, Racing for Clutch Aid, number 121, painted in a very dark blue, and he's got a bit of white in his paint job as well. This is obviously to help with the clutch. That's what his sponsor is about. There he is. Clutch aid. It's kind of it could look kind of like a first aid kit design that they were going for here. Pretty cool. Very, very nice. I like this one quite a bit as well. Pretty cool. Up next, we have another blue one. We have Ralph Carlo, number 117, racing for Little Talky Pistons. Here he is. Really like this one because of his blue paint job as well as the red rims, and the little piston guy has Little Talky Pistons mascot. That's pretty cool. I like that. Here he is, Little Talky Pistons. Very, very cool. I like him quite a lot. Matching red rims to match the red in the paint job over here. Yellow number 117. There's like a wavy pattern in white over here going all the way from here to there. There is the Little Talky Pistons logo with the piston guy. Red bumper, not completely blue, so there's a bit of red. No, there's a bit of blue over there, but a bit of red in here as well. Number 117. There's red over here, and there, and there. Nice. I am running out of things to say. At this point, I'm just pointing out basic things instead of actual movie details and facts. I'm just pointing out the basic stuff right now. I can't do any better. Really, really lame of me. Not very good. Three racers left. Let's move on to one of my favorites. A lot of these are my favorites, but very few aren't. We have now number 79 racing for retread, tire deodorant, Hall in gas. Here he is, painted in like a lilac color. Very, very cool. I like this one quite a bit. I can't stop freaking yawning. God damn it. Why am I yawning so much? It's really fucking annoying. Sorry for swearing, but it's just really annoying when I can't stop yawning, especially when I'm trying to talk. And then, nope, a yawn gets in the way, and then I have to yawn, and only then can I carry on speaking. Here he is. Lord Hall in gas. Painted in a light lilac color, like I said. He has like a purple wavy patterns going along the sides here. Number 79, there is a red and white stripe, both starting here and going all the way to his trunk. There's the retread logo, tire deodorant, roll on, and that pattern. It is mirrored on this side. It is mirrored. It goes just the opposite direction, like that. And there is more of that wavy pattern that was seen on the sides, and it's also seen on the back over here as well. Very nice. I like this guy quite a bit. Very awesome paint job. Definitely one of my favorites. Two racers left, and then we are done with Cars 1 stuff. We are now have number 51 racing for Easy Idol, Ruby Easy Oaks. Here he is, painted in like a ice blue. They're kind of like a ice blue kind of color, or glacier blue. I'm not sure. Here he is, nonetheless, though. His wheel is getting a bit stuck of it. It's rubbing up against the fender. That's the problem with some of my rubber tire Cars 1 racers. They get stuck and rub up against the fenders inside here. They're like, what the fuck is causing that? Like, what the hell? Really fucking annoying. Anyway, here is Ruby Easy Oaks, painted in a light blue, or glacier blue, or ice blue kind of color, mixed in with white, which blends really well together. I like that. Really, really cool. Number 51, Easy Idol, a warm start to a cold morning. Very, very nice. I love this guy a lot. And the last one that I'm going to show you, the very last Cars 1 diecast. Number 90, racing for bumper save, Punchy Wipeout. Here he is, painted in like maybe like a turquoise kind of color, not completely blue, or maybe a very light cyan. I'm not sure. Along with also white and a little bit of red, but it's not really saying much, because the only red that he has is over here, his spoiler, and in his number 90 and his bumper save logo. The majority of him is blue and white. Anyway, so here he is, Punchy Wipeout, number 90, racing for bumper save. Very cool. I like this one quite a bit as well. Here he is. Not really much else to say about this one, except for the fact that he has a major chip right over there, which is really unfortunate. I wish that never happened. Don't even know how the hell that paint chip got in there. But okay. Screw you too then, stupid flippin' paint chip. I hate you too. But don't know why, don't know how the hell he got in there. But okay. Alright. And now it is on to Cars 2 stuff. Let's get them all out. Let's get all the Cars 2 stuff out so I can go over it. Alright, that's all of it. Let's get started. Up first, let's start off with, like usual, we have Lightning McQueen. This is the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen. As you can see, obviously has his World Grand Prix racing livery on him, or paint job. Here he is. Pretty cool. Very, very different looking wheels, as opposed to the usual red ones we're seeing, like we used to seeing like that. Here he is, Lightning McQueen from Cars 2. Can't stop fucking yawning again. Jeez, man, like stop yawning. I'm trying to do a video here. Stupid body of mine. Can you not? I mean, maybe I'm tired, but I just don't feel it. But like, body, can you please send a message to my brain and tell the brain that I'm actually not that tired right now and I'm trying to do a freaking video over here? Thank you. Much appreciated. Anyway, here he is, Lightning McQueen, Cars 2 release, Hudson Hornet Piston Cup. Lightning McQueen on the sides, on top of his window, or window frame, just like on this one over here. He has pretty cool flames with a 95. Originally he just had a lightning bolt, but now it's gone into a flame design on the Cars 2 release. World Grand Prix, powered by All in All. Alright, let's put the Cars 2 stuff. I'm not even sure where the heck we're going to put it, because there's so little space. Let's put it over this way for now. Let's put it over there. Okay. Alright, up next we are going to do Francesco Bernoulli, obviously, because he is one of the most important characters. Or actually, Mater is the most important character, because the whole story focuses on Mater instead of McQueen. That's probably why fans hated Cars 2. And Francesco Bernoulli, he's just the racer that McQueen is determined to beat. Mater is probably definitely more the main character, because if you remember the lemons, I can't stop yawning. Jesus Christ, man! If you remember in Cars 2, there was the lemons. There was There was not Rod Talk Redline. I was about to say him, but no, not Rod Talk Redline. Idiot sandwich. There was oh yes, Finn McMissile, Holly Shiftwell, and because Rod Talk Redline passed a secret device onto Mater, they thought that he was a secret agent and not Rod Talk Redline. So that's why the lemons went after him. Anyway, here is Francesco Bernoulli getting back on track now. Here is Francesco Bernoulli, the Formula 1 car, number 1 from Italy. Here he is with red wheels. His wheels, you can actually see what they say on the sides. It actually reads, let's see, pasta something, I don't even know, pasta I don't know, pasta something. It's chipped off there, so I can't even see what it says. Rotelli tires, that's the kind of tires he uses. And there is the all-in-all logo right there that every single World Grand Prix racer has. There we go. And if you notice, there's paws over there. It's Amelia Rose again, my kitten. Yes, she's still a kitten. She's only about 6 or 7 months old now. But she was born in September of last year, on the 27th. And we're not in September yet, we are only in April. So it's obviously not a full year yet. So she'll be turning 1 on the 27th of September this year. Alright. Now let's move on to some more main characters. Let's move on to Finn McMissile. Finn McMissile, British intelligence. Here he is, the British spy, as we all know and love. Or maybe, I don't even know, for whatever reason, hate. I'm not sure, but I think most people would love him because of how cool he is. Here is Finn McMissile, painted in like a grey-blue colour. He's definitely based on that Aston Martin that I think James Bond drives. I think. Here he is. And he's pretty badly scuffed on his roof over there and scratched, but he's still otherwise in good nick. 314 FMCM is his license plate, because Finn was FMCM, it's Finn McMissile. Finn McMissile. Now here we have, let's see, where is he? Oh, there he is. I just have to make sure he's here. Now here we have Holly Shiftwell, also a British spy. We all know that she has that computer screen that she pulls up from her windshield to be able to read data. And she also has wings that she can fly with. Remember when they were inside the London Clock Tower in the London scene? When they were trapped inside Big Bentley? And Holly Shiftwell spread out her wings, and Finn McMissile was like, "Oh, Miss Shiftwell." Don't know why he said that. Maybe he was surprised, but okay. Anyway, here is Holly Shiftwell, painted in purple. Also a bit scuffed on the roof, but not nearly as bad as Finn McMissile is scuffed. Here he is. She is, sorry. Here is Holly Shiftwell. There is her license plate, HS, looks like it says 1201, HS for Holly Shiftwell. And up next we have the agent who died in Cars 2 due to Grim, Acer, Professor Z, who lost his monocle over there, by the way, as you can see, as well as the other lemons. They killed him, that's how he died, due to the camera, which was actually an electromagnetic pulse emitter, which causes a beam that shines on the cars, and then it causes like a red beam from the camera that shines on the cars. It somehow makes contact with the fuel, and then, boom, explosion from all in all. And who is to blame for that? Sir Miles Axelrod, because he is the leader of the Lemons. More on these guys later. For now, the agent who died, we all know who it was. It was Rod Talk Redline. Here he is, painted blue, American agent, looking very, very sleek, like a, it looks like a Dodge Challenger kind of muscle car. That's maybe like a Dodge Challenger RT or Dodge Challenger SR. I'm not sure. I was gonna say SRT8, but I think the SRT8 looks different. This is definitely like a Dodge Challenger RT or Dodge Challenger type muscle car that Rod Talk Redline appears to be based on. I would say that. Here he is. Very nice in painted blue. Very nice. And there is his, I don't know why it says this, but there is something that it says on him, G4 DXR. Same thing in blue that blends in with the black on the stripe over here, G4 DXR. There's his license plate, M1911A1. What does that say over here? What does this say? Looks like it says Michigan. I'm not sure if it says Michigan over there above the numbers. Anyway, that's Rod Talk Red Line. On to the lemons, of which you only have the main three, as you just saw. We're going to start off with Grim, which is obviously short for Gremlin. Here he is. Here is Grim. I guess maybe Grim is, I'm not sure, maybe the more smarter or more intelligent one of the group. Since if you remember in Cars 2, when was it? When Graham and Asa were spying on Mata while he was in the pits during the Tokyo race, Graham says to Asa, "You gotta be kidding me." Asa replies, "What is it?" "It's that tow truck from the bathroom," says Graham. "The one from the bathroom," says Asa. And then Graham says, "Yeah, the one that the American agent passed the device to." And then Asa still asks, "What about him?" And then Graham he's finally had and he shouts at him, "What about him? He's in the pits." So I guess maybe Graham is the more sensible one and picks up on things quicker than Asa does. Anyway, here is Graham, a very, very old school car, painted in orange with like a rust design on the sides over here. His wheels are also looking like they have a bit of rust. There's more of the rust on the sides over here. Very nice. I don't know what kind of car it's based on though, but looks like a very, very old car that he's based on. And now here we have Acer, who's short for Pacer, as you can see over here. He's a Pacer type car. He's painted like a lime green. So here he is. Very, very cool. I don't know what kind of car he's based on in real life, but he's apparently based on a Pacer, as you can see by the name over here. He's a Pacer. Don't worry about the noise, that's just my cat, Amelia Rose, like you saw earlier. I saw the paws over there, that was her. She's climbed into the crate that the cars were in. There she is. Anyway, back to Acer. Here he is, one last look. Oh, he's probably an AMC type of car, because it says there, AMC. Don't know which one though. And his license plate reads FSHBWL. Graham's license plate looks like it reads WREKD. Oh yes, wrecked. WREKD, wrecked. Even though the proper spelling is WRECKED, wrecked. That type of wrecked. Now here we have Professor Z, Professor Zundap. Zundap, you know, like that's a German name for sure. You can hear like Zundap. Not if it was German, he'd say it like this, Zundap. I'm just saying it like this, Zundap, normally. But anyway, Professor Z, full name Professor Zundap. Here he is. A very tiny car. As you can see, he lost his monocle because it broke off. Don't know where it's got to now. Probably was just thrown away because it's no longer attached to there. It looks like it says Z150 or whatever that is. I'm not sure if it says Z50 or Z150. Don't know what that's supposed to say. Maybe Z150. And this is supposed to represent his hair over here on top. And his license plate reads bad, GA58. Now here we have Sir Miles Axelrod, the creator of All in All. So here he is. So Miles Axelrod right here, you can definitely see that he's based on like a Range Rover or Land Rover or Jeep. Here he is. What does that say? Oh, it says Axelrod on his. It says Axelrod on his hood over there. That's what it says. So here he is, Sir Miles Axelrod. He has pretty unique wheels. It looks like they have gold in them and a bit of chrome as well, not just one color. His license plate reads Alt NRG, like alternative energy, because remember he created ethanol, which is an alternative fuel. That's why his license plate probably reads that. And I just noticed now, just gonna say, the roof on him, it looks like it's made to look like solar panels. Pretty cool, nice touch. And next, now we're gonna go on to the racers. Let's start off with the lowest number that we have over here. We have number 4. There's no number 3, and I remember the lowest number would be 2, since that's Lewis Hamilton's number, but I don't have him. So instead we move on to number 4 from Germany, Max Schnell, which is German for like Faust, Max Faust. Schnell is German for Faust, I think. And you can see he's painted like a purple kind of color. Number 4, he has the German colors of the German flag on him, black, red, and yellow. It says on his hood over here, WTCL. There's his World Grand Prix on his spoiler, the logo, as usual, as every World Grand Prix racer has. Number 4, there's his badge with the German flag. There's a spoiler. Here's a look at the back. Very cool. And up next we move on to number 5 from Spain, Miguel Camino. Don't know what kind of car he's based on, but it definitely looks like some sort of GT endurance type of car, I think. And he has some sort of like part of the Spanish flag on his design over here. Miguel Camino is painted primarily yellow with a bit of black and red in there as well. And another mistake that Mattel made. His spoiler is supposed to be black, not red. Anyway, here he is, Miguel Camino from Spain, number 5. Pretty awesome paint job. Wacky designs and graffiti. Really, really cool patterns. A lot of stuff going on his paint job. Nothing too simplistic. A lot of craziness going on there. And up next we have from France, number 6, Raoul Sarul. Painted in the France flag, in the French flag colors. He's painted blue, white, and red, just like the French flag over here. GRC is definitely a rally car, as you can see. This one, definitely a rally car. He's probably my favorite, due to him being blue and how they make and I'm not sure. I think he's probably my favorite Raoul Sarul over here, probably because of how they make French flag colors. Make it look. They make his body look like the French flag. They start off with blue, then go into white, then into red. That's pretty creative. I like that. Here he is one more time, Raoul Sarul. His spoilers are getting a bit rough over here. It's not smooth as it used to be. It's a bit rough. The plastic is feeling a bit rough. It's not really smooth anymore, especially over here. Don't know what's going on over there. But I have had him for quite some time, so yeah, he is kind of old. And now we move on to number 7 from Japan, Shu Todoroki. This is also like a very GT looking type of car, similar to Miguel. Only thing is, he looks like a Le Mans car, like 24-hour Le Mans in France. This looks like a Le Mans car for GT racing and endurance. Here he is, painted in red and white, just like the Japanese flag logo. Japanese flag, not logo. His spoiler's a little bit bent down over there, but that's okay. It's not too major. Very, very cool and sleek. I like the way he looks. Very nice. And up next, number 8, we have from Brazil, Carla Veloso. This one also, she also came with a launcher, like Billy Oil Changer over there from Cars 1 did. Only thing is, she had a World Grand Prix All-in-All launcher, which had the All-in-All gas pump as the launcher, the launch button, but I lost that launcher, but I still have Carla, so she's still here. The launcher is gone, but I still have the car. Here is Carla Veloso with a very, very nice looking paint job, with varying shades of green and blue. You can see it starts off with a pure green in the front, and then it goes into like a greenish blue in the middle over here, and then it goes into full-on blue over here, and very, very nice patterns over here. I quite like that. Blue rims, number 8, with the Brazilian flag. Very, very cool. I don't know what happened over here, but either the paint is chipped or it's cracked over here on her rear over here. I don't know what the heck happened. And now from England or the UK, now here we have number 9, Nigel Gearsley. Just like, looks just like maybe an Aston Martin type car that he could be based on. Very, very cool. I like his dark green color to him. Very, very nice. There is the UK flag with a number 9 in his badge. Very, very nice mix of dark and light green that he has going on. Very, very cool. I quite like this one. Very nice. And now from New Rear India, which is actually obviously a fictional country, we have Rip Klutchgonski, number 10. This one's a very, very cool one. He's painted red, yellow, and green, and he's pretty unique because he has like one fender red and one fender green. That's pretty unique. And he has obviously quite a unique paint job. Obviously, New Rear India is a fictional country. He's very, very similar in style to Francesco Bernoulli. Very, very nice. Rip Klutchgonski, one last look. I quite like this one a lot as well. I like the colors that he has going on. Very, very nice and vibrant. And the last one that I have is number 24. Huge skip over from 10 to 24. You're missing 14 numbers. We have also from America, just like Lightning McQueen, we have now Jeff Gorvett. Not Corvette, Gorvett. Number 24. Looks like he could be based on a Chevrolet Corvette type of car. Very, very nice. He has a fierce, determined expression, ready to win that race. This one's pretty cool as well. He has the American flag design going on his sides. Primary color is definitely yellow though. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. And now here we have one of the racers that I actually have a silver racer variation of. And I actually got him before I got the regular variation. I found him before I could get the regular version. I have Silver Max Schnell. Here he is. Silver Max Schnell, painted in like a chrome silver. Only real difference is his expression and him being painted silver as opposed to his usual purple color. So yeah, here is Silver Max Schnell. No major differences. There he is. And now we are going to move on to some sort of race, not really some sort, but we have a Carla Veloso race fan over here. I have a fan of Carla Veloso from Cars 2 over here. This is Denise Beam. Here she is. She's Carlo's #1 fan, apparently. She's painted a mint green color with white on the roof. And you can see that her license plate reads 0926D Ream. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say Beam though, because it's Denise Beam, not Denise Ream. Maybe Mattel made a mistake there. And here is her Carla Veloso #8 flag, which is pretty dusty and faded away. That she has, it's molded into her side over here on a door. Very, very nice. And up next we have, let's see, we have, I'm not sure what this guy's name is. I have to look him up again. I can't remember his name actually. Let me have a look. Oh, his name is Saul Macchiani or Macchiani. I'm not sure. I think it's Macchiani. But this is Saul Macchiani. He is a delivery kind of truck. Like, I think it's called a tuk-tuk. This kind of vehicle that he's based on. And he is a delivery truck. He was seen in the Porta Corsa race in Italy, according to the Cars wiki, I think. He has a bit of a rust design going on over here at the bottom. He's a three-wheeler, similar to a Tombe, that French three-wheeled car, that blue French three-wheeled car that Holly Schiffwell and Finn McMissile and Mater caught in the auto parts shop in Cars 2, well, obviously in Cars 2, because we're focusing on Cars 2 topics now. Similar to Tombe. Tombe was the car that was tased and then later taken to some sort of secret room to discuss the next race in Porta Corsa, while Mater and Finn McMissile and Holly Schiffwell were in the auto parts shop in France. That's where Tombe was seen. Anyway, here is Saul. What is it again? Saul Macchiani. Saul Macchiani, a yellow delivery truck, very, very small. Not exactly my favorite, especially considering he's a three-wheeler, not my favorite. Not that nice at all, no thank you. And here we have another three-wheeler. This is the Zen Master. He is the guy that creates sand patterns in the sand at Tokyo in the glass. You can see he's in the glass over there at Tokyo, at the Tokyo party. In Cars 2, he's raking the sand like this and making sand patterns. That's what he does, old Zen Master over here. He even has like the Japanese kind of thing that they wear over their head, the hat or whatever. He has it on him. Very nice. Painted purple. Another kind of truck that he's based on. He's another kind of truck, and he has the rake over here. Very nice. And now here we have Lee Race, and then another one with a very, very bad squeaking problem, similar to Mater. This is Lee Race, he's a Peugeot or Peugeot. He's one of the guys who he's doing like research or whatever in all. He's kind of like a cameo appearance in Cars 2. And he came with a green test tube, but I lost that. So yet another thing to add to the list of missing Cars characters or items that I've lost over the years. Anyway, here he is, Lee Race. He's a Peugeot with the walking lion Peugeot logo right there. License plate. Oh, he's a Peugeot 207. I did not know that. Peugeot 207. His license plate reads AB52 top. And now here we have from obviously the Maldorado show. This is Maldorado, the host of the Maldorado show. he was seen in the first few minutes of Cars 2 when they were discussing the World Grand Prix that was going to happen. He was discussing it with Miles Axelrod on the phone, and that's when, and also remember, that's when like Francesco came onto the scene, and then McQueen was like, "Oh, fragile, that was me your new motto or something." Or he said, he said, "Not so fast. Is that your new motto?" He was mocking Francesco on the phone, basically, on McQueen, because Major said McQueen can beat anyone, and I think that's when McQueen came in. Anyway, here is Maldorado, very, very similar in shape to Tex Dynaco. Only thing is, he has a much darker gold kind of paint job. So here he is. And he obviously wears glasses, as you can see, as opposed to Tex Dynaco, who doesn't. Very, very nice. That's Maldorado done. And now we have one of the race commentators from Cars 2. This is Brent Mustangberger. You can see that he's definitely a Mustang because he has the running horse Mustang logo. That's why he's called Brent Mustangberger. Here he is, RSN Racing Sports Network logo on the side over there. Really nice. His license plate reads BWM539. He has a headset which is molded into the diecast and is not removable. If you do remove it, you'll break it, so don't do that. Very, very cool. And another blue car we have is not Ivan, but the last one I'm going to show you, not Ivan, as opposed to the real Ivan. This was when Mater went in disguise to the Porta Corsa Casino as Ivan Mater. So here he is, Ivan Mater, painted like an indigo kind of blue color, or maybe a navy blue. Very, very dark blue, I quite like it. Here he is. And there is his Ivan logo with a badge over there. Painted blue and red. Pretty cool. It's very dusty at the back here. Let me try to get some of that out. There's too much dust in there. I can't get all of it out. But I got I got like maybe some of it out, I guess. I don't even know. Anyway, here is Ivan Mater. His license plate reads PN21763. Very, very nice. This one's in very good condition as well. Nice. And finally, we're now going to move on to Cars 3 stuff. Let me get them. Alright, so for Cars 3, I only have two diecast. I have the Mood Springs racer, Dud Throttleman, and Buck Bearingley, the Vuezine racer. I still don't have the Cars 1 Vuezine racer, Ryan Shields, as you can see. But anyway, here they are. Dud Throttleman right here. A much lighter shade of blue than the original Mood Springs racer Chuck Armstrong had. Here he is. Dud Throttleman. Very, very nice. Very nice shade of blue. Number 33, matching blue rims. There's the back, painted in grey. Very, very cool. And now here we have Buck Bearingley. Number 39, the Vuezine racer, corrective windshields. Here he is, painted like a very light turquoise color, and then like a cyan on the roof over here. His number 39 is orange or yellowish, deep yellow maybe, or dark yellow. Very, very cool. Lighter tires. Very, very nice. And now we finally have one more thing, which is not actually Cars, or Cars 1 or Cars 2 or Cars 3 at all. It's actually from, I think, what is called the Radiator Springs 500. It is a monster truck. Blue Grid Furor Blue. I think that's his name. Blue Grid Furor Blue. Or Blue, I think it was, no, not True Grid. I think it was, not True Grid. I think it was Blue Grid. Yeah, Blue Grid Furor Blue. Let me Google it real quick just to make sure. Blue Grid Furor Blue Cars, because Google is getting confused. Okay, it looks like his name is just Blue Grid. Oh no, never mind. His name is Blue Grid Furor Blue, because there is a website there which disappeared now because the website that I accessed is just loading. It's Pixar Fandom, by the way, in case you're wondering. Yeah, you can see right there from C discount. You can see that his name is actually Blue Grid Furor Blue. I was right. So here he is, Blue Grid Furor Blue. He's probably goes under maybe the Blue Bulldozer or something, because that's what it says on the side here. A very, very big one. The biggest one that I have out of all of them by far. A big monster truck. 4x4 monster truck. I quite like this one. Very dark blue paint job. 2 spare tires on his trunk. There's flames. It starts off in yellow, goes into orange, and finishes in red with a light blue outline. There's his Blue Bulldozer logo name right over there. And he has this light bar. 4 lights over there. Very, very cool. Alright. And that is going to do it for my entire Disney Pixar Cars 1, 2, and 3 and 1 Radiator Springs 500 diecast collection. Even though it's not nearly as big as most other Cars collections, here's mine. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry about that, I'm not sure if you heard that, but the fan, I'm not sure if the microphone picked it up, but the fan is blowing into the microphone, so it could pick up a bit of a wind blowing into the microphone. I'll have to see when I play back the video. Anyway, here is my Disney Pixar Cars collection. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. And there's my cat, just laying in the crate there that the cars were in. How cute. Very adorable. Hey Amelia. You're really cute kitty cat. Really, really cute. I love her. Alright. That's it. Bye bye for real this time. See you next time. Bye bye.